Sometimes your knee pain when squatting or when sitting and standing is simply a product of how you're doing it. So if you know somebody, whether it's yourself, maybe a family member, a friend, who that every time they sit down, they tend to crash onto the couch or the chair, and they don't come down gracefully, even remotely. They come down like a big old hot mess and just boom, they crash. And they're kind of like, bang, it's like, wow, what the heck is that all about? Well, there's a reason why that oftentimes happens. And the thing is, it's not a strength issue. It's more of a physics issue. So, and this is true for anybody. It doesn't matter whether you're younger, whether you're older, whether you're male, female, whether you exercise or not. Basically, if you squat down and your torso gets vertical too soon, you are going to tip over. So hopefully I don't fall out of the screen here, but basically, if I squat down this way, no problem. But if I'm gonna come down this way, I'm gonna move my torso vertical almost right away, and you're gonna see what happens to my squat. When I come down and I go back this way, I'm gonna fall back every time. It's not a strength issue. Once your torso gets too far behind your knees, you're going to tip over. So if you or somebody you know sits down like that almost every time, chances are they're gonna struggle with sitting and standing. And if you have them actually squat, they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna actually fall back onto a bench or some boxes or whatever they're squatting to. So the key with that one is to change how you're doing it. So let's talk about that next. So to correct the knee pain with the vertical torso position, you have to work on hinging at your hips. You gotta learn how to dig your heels into the ground, how to push your butt back. So one of the things I used to coach a lot of my patients to do when I was at the hospital working as a physical therapist was to use their hands on their legs to kind of A, give them support, but B, also help to kind of get their hips moving back, okay? So we would put a chair behind them, and what I want them to do, because most people, they do this and then they fall. So what I want them to do is put their hands here, get your butt back, and kind of come forward this way. So I'm nice and balanced right here. Surprisingly, you'll get a good amount of assistance by just placing your hands on your legs, both for lowering yourself down and when you go to get back up. So hands here, and it takes people a while to get used to this. They want to straighten up so desperately, and they want to fall, they don't want to fall back, but they're so used to it. So it takes time to get them to get into this position where they're comfortable doing it. But that's the first thing you have to do, is learn how to hinge through your hips. Because if you don't, you will continue to fall back. And again, in that position, right, so it's tough for me to show, but my knee falls back behind my ankle the more I do this. This is why, if you have ever done the squats with your up against the wall with a ball behind your back, or using the Smith machine at a gym to do squats, those are not very good options, because they literally put you in that vertical torso position with your knees way out in front. Again, the problem with that position is, A, it's not how you're going to sit and stand or squat anyway, and it puts your knees kind of out on an island with no help from your glutes. So those exercises are really not good options. They're not, I don't want to say they're bad. However, they don't really reinforce good mechanics. They don't help to teach you how to sit and stand properly. And if you already had knee pain, those are probably not going to do a whole heck of a lot to help get rid of your knee pain. You really have to spend time learning how to get your heels down, get your butt back, use support here if you need it, but learn how to hinge through the hips so that you control that vertical torso position and you stop from falling backwards onto whatever surface you're aiming for.